Programming is similar to the game of golf. The point is not getting the ball into the hole, but strike it takes. So hello and welcome. This is Himanshi Kaushik, your host of the day, and I would like to welcome you all in today's webinar on Android apps. What are they and how do they work? And before we move on and learn a lot more about the Android and programming today, I hope you are doing fine, safe and sound and happy at wherever you're taking this webinar from. So I shall take this moment to introduce you to our expert. We have Ms. Shubhita Menon, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Application, Lovely Professional University here with us. She is an experienced teacher with a demonstrated history of working in education management industry. She has her skills polished in Android development, data structures, and algorithm programming in Java, curriculum development, data analytics, and Microsoft Office as well. She has her master's in software testing and has several publications under her wings. She has one patent already issued under her name. So, ma'am, it is a pleasure for us to be here, to be able to listen to you in the webinar. And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the great introduction. Hello, everyone. Very good morning. I really appreciate the enthusiasm which you have shown to participate in this webinar. And this webinar is all about the mobile app which we are using in our daily life. So let's learn and let's get ready to understand how these apps are working and where do we actually develop all these applications. So this seminar will particularly focus on your Android mobile app development. If you remember, like we always use an app and then we used to sign in somehow, right? Sign up, sign in. And then after that, we get into some interesting part of that application. Talk about your Instagram. We log into our Instagram, right? And once we log in, we do what? We use Reels, we add the status, we add the story, we do chat with someone, right? So how these basic things are created? What is the platform? So if you will look at my screen, I have opened Android Studio. So whatever the idea, whatever the creative thing which you have in your mind, you need to design and then you need to add the coding part using this Android Studio. So this is an IDE. You can download this Android Studio from the Google website. And once you download this part, you will see this particular window. Now, this window is having a lot of parts, but before getting into it, let me show you the app which we are going to design today. So I'll run this particular app. You can see this emulator. This is emulator Android mobile device. Now, you can see this is all about what I am going to run my particular code. So can you see something like over here where you will see the LPU, right? So this is Lovely Professional University. It's a sort of logo. If you will log into your Facebook, you will see a logo for fraction of seconds. So in this app, we have added this for fraction of, you can say 5 seconds, it was visible to you, right? And whenever you open an app, this splash screen is visible to you, right? But if you will look at that splash screen, what was there? There was some background color and there was some image. So this is a widgets which you will add. Obviously, if I'm saying please sign up, for sign up, I need to punch my detail anywhere. If I need to log in into this page, I need to enter my details somewhere. So those details will get entered in the widgets. So those widgets will be in your layout. Simply, you have an idea in your mind. I want to design some chatting applications. You must be having some sort of picture in front of you. Okay, my chat app will have a color like this. It will be having the text editor where you will enter your message, which will be having some sort of side icon to send, like a send icon with that. This is what a layout. So Android Studio is providing you a very simple term. If you will look at this picture, I'll give you like few seconds. Tell me where I can put this layout. Just look at this corner. Just look at this left corner. Any idea where I can design my layout in a simple layman language. Talk if you don't have any knowledge about programming, no worries. No worries. If you don't have any knowledge about programming, no worries. But in a layman language, if I talk about my layout, layout will be in which part? You can see under the RES, this is resource. This is what your layout. This layout will be having all your creative ideas pictured somehow in front of you. So I have multiple creative things in my mind. I mean, like my app is not having just one single page. It will be having multiple pages, right? So all those creative things will be designed under this layout. So see, this is your layout. Okay. Now, if you will look at my emulator, what sort of layout it is having? Let's see. Can I say this is a video? No, this is what? If you will see, Lovely Profession University. This is a logo. So I will be adding it over here. Now, layout will be having, like, if I have to create anything new, I'll right click on this, new, and then what I want a simple layout file. Please provide a name, demo. So I'll put it at this, demo. Now, if you want to go in the XML part, you get into that. If you want to work with the designing part, you have both the options. See, I am having the code part where I'll write the code. I'm having the design. We'll not add anything like difficult things over here. I'll simply add one basic thing. Generally, if this is a layout, talk about this. Can you see this part? Now I want to add some sort of interesting color to it. So that color is, if it is a black color, how would you use that? Background color black. Let me see the changes are there in the layout. Definitely it is there. But if you are not, black is not some sort of my type of color. So can I add some another color? Yeah. You have, if you have some another color, I have this gradient shade designed by my own. Can you see I just have designed, not designed actually, I just have put some background picture to it. Yeah. Now you'll see like, this is a simple background color. Anyone can add it. Now tell me about the other widget which we will add. So which widget you want to add? Tell me. If you want to add some image, just drag and drop. Now which image you want to add? If you want to add some like LPU logo, you will add it. There are a lot of options. Can you see this part on the left side? I am having multiple things with me. So I can add the things accordingly. Just talk about which icon you want, you will be able. If you want to search something like, do you have something like a logo? Yeah, I do have something like logo. So let me just add it over here. I want to place it somewhere like this. Right. Now, do I have other widgets? There are a lot of widgets. Talk about any widget, it will be there. Generally, you guys are more interacting with this. Whenever I open my any social media account, I need to log in some details. So yes, you can get that part under what? Under your edit text. Right. If you want a plain edit text, you will add a plain edit text from here. If you want like another password sort of thing, you will add that thing password over here. Can you see this one? Right. If you want a button also with this, so do I have some widget like button? Yes, I do have a widget. Where it is? Look at the left side. Yeah. This how you will actually create your idea in the form of layout when you talk about your Edu-Webinar. Till now I have not talked anything about the coding part. I have just used drag and drop option, and then I have given you an idea how can you frame the things the way you want it for an Android app. Right. So if I look at my emulator, this is my emulator, this is the design part. If you will see what I have added, what is this user login? It's a kind of information for you, right? Do you want to perform anything over here? Do you want to enter any detail over here? No. I just want to say this is your welcome page. I just want to say this is your login page. So yeah, you will enter the details over here. So this is a simple text view. Can you see this option over here? I want a checkbox. So do you provide me that option? Yes, I do have the option of checkbox. I want a drop down sort of options, like whenever you fill a form, you do fill the form online every time. You see, please select your city, right? Please select your gender, male or female. Sort of check boxes are there. Please select the university name. Please select your school name. Please select your country. This is what a lot of options are there. You need to select one option. And for same, we are having a widget named as list view. Which widget? List view. So all these widgets will be added. Right. Now, what I'll do in front of you, no doubt we have designed, we understood that this is the layout sort of thing. Now, this layout will be under what? See, I have done what? Constraint layout. There are a lot of parent layout. You want the things in a linear manner, then you will use which layout? Linear layout. You want the things in relative to each other, right? Like, let's say I have this hand and I have this hand. This hand will be relative to this side. So you put that thing in a relative way. Now, constraint layout is also there. There are a lot of layouts. If you're comfortable with linear, go with linear. If you're comfortable with the relative, go with relative. Let me add one linear layout in front of you. When you will type, it will automatically give you the option. Linear layout. Now, you want the linearity in a horizontal way, or you want the linearity in vertical way. So for that, it will ask you, tell me you want the orientation in a vertical manner or in a horizontal manner. If I put it vertical, you will see the things are in vertical manner. If you will put it horizontal, the things will be in the horizontal manner, right? This was a demo for you, just for the designing part. I hope you don't have any confusion in this. It's a very simple and a very basic part which I have done. Now, let me log in. Now, I'll not talk about any difficult part. Whenever you log in, there is some sort of condition, right? If I say, if I want to log in into my this account, the condition is what? Whatever is the username, the password name must be same. A sort of scenario, if this condition satisfied, then I will be able to log in, right? Every time, whenever you sign up somewhere, they put it a condition. Tell me your email ID and tell me your password. Once you satisfy that part, then only you will be able to log in. And once you log in, I have created a very easiest part for you. Generally, what we do these days, we just do what? Swipe, right? Swipe, or you just put some tab layout. Okay, I'll click on this one, I click on this tab, I click on this tab, I click on this tab. Generally we use our apps. If I talk about my news app, InShorts app, what do? I scroll, and I'm able to check for multiple news. If I log into my Facebook, I scroll, WhatsApp, scroll, check the messages, check the status the people have added, and scroll, check the reels which you have added. That is the reason what I have done. I have designed some sort of option. Okay, let's talk about this part. This is a dummy app which I have created. This is not the official part, if you will say that whether this is an LPU official application. No, this is just a dummy which I have created. Right? Now talk about this. This is what again? When I was creating this application, I was thinking like what sort of thing I need to picturize in front of you. Then I was thinking like if you are pursuing your education or if you're like feeling like, okay, I'm more interested in CSE, what sort of options you have. So what I have done, I have added those things over here. So talk about this, I have these programs. Talk about this, I have these programs. But how it has actually got added. This is what your swipe option. What it is? The swipe options. So how can I add this swipe option? Is there a particular layout or what? So for this, I have a particular layout file like this. See this one. And then I have what? So with the help of this option, I'm able to add view pager, which is giving you an option. And then I'm having the tab layout. By click on 1, 2, 3 tab, I'm able to move. So this is what the option. But where is the designing part? This is simple, like I have added image, I have added text to you. Where are these things? Normally, as a user, you will not bother, right? Normally, as a user, you will not bother. You are able to see the things in front of you. The app is working perfectly fine. Doesn't matter what is the background logic applied to it, right? You will not bother about it. But few of you who are really interested to learn this Android programming, they will be bothered about what is the actual coding behind it, right? How we are able to move, how we are able to move from one part to the another. This is the main part. So in Android, currently we are using the Kotlin language. Earlier we were using the Java programming language. Kotlin is again based on that part, but in a simple form, in an easiest way. So all the coding is done over here using the Kotlin language. Now, talk about your first page. What was that? My login page, right? What was my first part? It was my login page. So in login page, what we have added? See, this is the activity. Everything over here will be having a coding part associated with its designing. So, what is the class name I have given to it? Login page. How can you create this thing? Just simply right click, right? New, and then I can create an activity class. So which activity? For you people, it will be an empty activity. So what I'll do? Login page demo. See, once I create this thing, it will be class file. You see that option? And the other part, it will provide me what? The layout associated. Which part? The layout associated. So you will see that, do I have this layout? Yes, I do have this layout in front of me. Done with this part? Now, once you move to your login activity, right? I have added multiple things. I have added edit text. I have added a button. Based on some condition, once I log in, I will move to the another page. So see, this how you will refer that edit text. This how you will refer to your edit text. And this how you will refer to your. Now, why do I need to refer the things? See, if you are a participant for me, right? In future, if you will ask me a doubt, I need to refer you, right? I need to specifically point out, okay, Rahul, if you have asked me the doubt, then this is a solution, right? So I need to point out to the Rahul. Similarly, in my Android, if I have added multiple widgets and in future I'm going to use it somewhere, so I need to call that widget with a unique ID. So as a person, your name is your unique ID, right? As a university, your roll number registration will be the unique ID. So for this programming, it will be having its own unique ID. So if I have to refer my email ID, edit text, it will be having one unique ID associated. So you understand why we need to provide the unique ID to the email edit text? If I have used the password edit text, in future, if I want to perform any action on that edit text, I need to refer the password. So what is this unique ID actually? See, this is the password. What is the unique ID I have given to it? ID password. Fine. If I have used email ID, what is the unique ID I have provided to it? Registration number. So you understand over here? So if I have to point out to this thing in future, or if I want to perform some operation on it, I need to refer that thing. So normally we need to refer these two parts only because we will be providing the action. So how can you refer that part? This is the name which you have given, r.id. Can you help me what ID I have given to my registration number? This one. Can you help me what ID I have provided to my password? This one. Can you help me what ID I have given to my button? This one. If you still get confused, look at my page again. What ID I have given to registration number? It's like to point out to the Rahul, what is the name provided to that guy? Who have asked me the doubt? Rahul. Okay, this is your name, right? If anyone else asks me the doubt, maybe Nisha will ask me the doubt. Nisha, what is the ID? So how to point out you? So in programming, if I have to point out to this edit text, so what I'll do? I'll do what? Right. Once you refer, what do you want? You want to make a condition. So where is the detail? One detail is your first edit text, another detail is your second edit text. Please give me the things what you have entered over here. So I'll type the code over here in front of you. So if I have taken password, so what I'll do? Password dot text dot to string. So with the help of this type, what I am able to do? Fetch the data entered in the password edit text. Now, let's say you have entered the data in registration number also. So how do we get that? Registration number dot text dot to string. Okay, like the similar line what I have entered over here, dot text dot to string over here. So you need to enter this details over here. So what is this to string in this line? Yes, it takes the things in this form, dot text dot to string. You have the data in with you now. Now, what is the condition you want to give? If you say password and email ID, or you say password and username must be same. So, if R is equal to what? P. You understand the meaning of equal to? If R is equal to P, then I will perform some action. If this is not equal to P, I will say something else. Right? Now, whenever your condition of logins get satisfied, you are able to move to the another part. So for that, you will say in Courtney, you use intent. So I will switch from this part of my activity to some another part of activity. So this is your class.java. So with the help of intent, you will be able to move from one part to the another part. Then start your activity. And finish. Got it? This condition is satisfied. I want some sort of this action. And we need to put it in if condition. Yeah. Otherwise, generally, if you're not able to log in successfully, then you will display a message to me for some fraction of seconds. If you're not able to log in, like I forgot my password, then what happened? You get a toast or you get a message that fine, maybe the password is not correct, maybe the email ID is not correct. So toast.text, the context where you want the toast over here. Maybe the password, like based on my condition, and username must be same. So you want this thing for short duration, for long duration, or what? Perfect, right? So this how it was actually working when I have run my application, right? And what else you want? If you want to add some more condition, like if password or registration is empty, like look at this. If this is empty, then please add something to it, that email ID is not right or the other part is not right, right? You can put the conditions over here. So this is the actual like logic, if you will see, and you can see the logic is actually quite simple. It's not that tough. It's not that tough, right? You can easily build a simple login page in 5 to 7 minutes, hardly, by with a creative layout and with the actual coding part, right? So this part is already there in my code, so I'll not add it over here. Similarly, if you feel like I entered some detail, but I want to show if it is empty, then fine. If it is empty, please put something. You are saying login, but you have not even entered any single word in the email or in the username or in the password. This is a very quite simple thing for you, right? Now, what is this? This is what? The multiple things. So in Android, we have one activity, right? We have one activity, but we can divide that activity into multiple parts. So in this part, you can see there is a one particular page in front of you, which is divided in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. All these 5 options are having different layout with it. So if I have 5 things in front of me, that means I have to add 5 layout files. Talk about first layout file. This is my check honors file. So do I have this layout in front of me? Yes, this is the similar layout you can see, right? So, but it is added in the form of fragment. So what is the layout name I have provided to it? Check honors.xml. So this is my fragment 1, which is using this. So fragment is part of the activity. You can see this honors is a part of my activity. Now, what I have the another part, industrial tie-up programs. So for this again, I have created a layout, right? Industrial tie-up. So is this the same layout? Do I need to explain the widgets? It's a simple thing which is displayed to you. How can I display the information to you? Which widget I should use? Edit text, text view or button to display a simple information. I will be using text view, right? Which is added in this way. Now talk about my, so if this is a layout, I need to use it somewhere. Who is using this thing? It's a part of my activity. So my another fragment is using this. So when I highlight this part, that means it is using the check part. Now the next part is what? The third layout. Third layout is the international credit transfer option. Let me see, do I have this thing in my layout file? Yes. This is it. Now, if you will see this layout, what I have added, one simple information will be displayed in which way? A simple text. Definitely the view, text view only. And then do I have this edit text or image? This is the image. So yes, image view. Look at this part. So this is a layout used in which fragment? Let me talk about my fragment 4. So yes, it has used fragment. Do I have another thing? Yes, the regular programs of CSC. So this is the layout of it. Now, I'll give you like fraction of seconds. Tell me what I have added in this layout. To display core computer sciences courses. It's a simple thing which is displayed to you. So which widget I should use in this? Text view. Similarly, this is what? This is LPU logo. Which widget I should use in this? Image view. This is again the image. You can see how many widgets we have used: text view, image, and image. So see, text view, image, and work integrated programs. So over here, you will see this is my work integrated layout file. The list of work integrated programs. So this is what the multiple fragments. Now, how to add this fragment? Like this is the activity, main activity. This is the fragment. I need to interrelate the two things. So for this, I need a bridge. So bridge would be what? The adapter. You know, like sometime I have my charger, right? But my plug is not able to support that. So you always ask, do you have this adapter, 3-pin socket, 2-pin socket adapter, right? So similarly, I have this layout file and this is my activity file. So I need an adapter which will actually help me to connect with the other thing. So this is the fragment. Means I am having this fragment. I need to connect it with my main part, with this, which is my main activity. So for this, you will be creating the adapter. How many pages you want to connect? How many pages? Look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you count it like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this is not actually needed for now, but demo fragment. So over here, what I'll do, this is the demo fragment which you just have created, and if you don't want it in this way, I'll create one another thing for you. You say like, please create one another thing, because this is the already existing thing. Maybe you're not able to understand. So what I'll do, I'll create one blank fragment for demo in front of you. Whatever the thing which is not relevant to us, we will not use it. I'll delete that part. Right. So this is what currently you can see 5 things in front of you. You say it like, please add one new thing in front of us. So what I'll do, it's a part of an activity. So when I say part of an activity, I'll create one fragment. Just now I have created a fragment. So this will be having some sort of layout with it. How do you create a layout file? I just have created one demo file in front of you, if you remember. Simply, I'll do what? I will put some image in this. And my images, it will be the last fragment. So go to this part. All the images are over here. All the images are here. So I will be adding this image PN. Let me jump to my demo file again. Please add the image with name. Let me search. Do I have this thing? Yes, I have this. Put it like this. And don't give any background color to it. Let's keep it simple, plain, white. So this is a layout. I need to add it. So this what is the file name we have given to my thank you image view, where I have added? It is demo, I guess. Demo. Now, who is going to connect this fragment with my main activity? I just have told you, if you want to connect your charger, right? But that doesn't support that pin socket. So you will be asking for the adapter. So this adapter is going to help me with the connection. So at this particular part, I want blank fragment for demo, right? Return that things. Count got increased. And at this position, what do I want? This is my position number 5. I will be, it's a title. You see these titles, CSE Honors, Industrial Credit Transfer, Regular. Yeah. So what title should I give it to it? Thank you. Done with this part. See. View pager, adapter. Okay. And then finally, swipe. How do I add this part? You have added the layout. Where is the adapter? This how you will refer the adapter. I repeat again. Now we have the fragment. We use the adapter as a bridge. So finally, we need to refer that thing in my main activity. So this is your main activity, swipe tab example, which is having a layout like this. Can you see this swipe tab layout? From the name itself, it is clear. I'm talking about this part. So I need to connect all those small things, all those regular honors to my main activity. So for saying what I have used the bridge, which is my adapter. So let me take the help of this. Why do I need to put a variable name? I just told you to call that thing, to refer that thing, I need to with its ID. So what is this swipe? Yes, what is this? What is the ID? Tab and view pager. How do I refer that? Tab and view pager. Edit with the help of adapter. And then set up view with it. Got it? So you go to CSE 1, CSE 2, CSE 3, CSE 4. So understand it this way. And who will decide if you feel like there are a lot of things, how my application will able to recognize which thing I need to display at first, right? How my Instagram knows that first page would be the login page only, right? So this is the manifest file. If you have done your programming, if you have bit knowledge about your programming, you know, like there is a main part associated with it. So in your Android application, manifest is the one which will decide which thing will be the launcher, right? Which thing will be the launcher. So I hope you understand the meaning of launcher over here. Launcher is like I have 10 things in front of me, and out of which this third one will be the launcher one. So yes, I have multiple activities. Let's talk about activity 1, activity 2, splash. So this swipe view will be having my, or this login page will be having my first part. See, my first is what? The splash screen which we have added. See, put the intent filter over there. So which is the launcher one in front of you? This, right? So splash screen, add this thing. Okay. And the another part is, so whenever my activity will start, it will go for manifest, where it will see who is having the intent filter. This splash screen having the intent filter. So from this particular point, mobile application will get launched. So this splash screen is what? Which displays the icon for fraction of seconds. So let me show you that part also. This is my splash screen. You can see when my splash screen got launched, it takes your whole screen, full screen size. That is the reason I said it flag would be your full screen. For how much time I need to display? 5. Once it get displaced, should I stay over here or should I move to the another part? Once you get the logo, you don't need to stay at the logo page only. Now you need to move from your logo page to the another page. Who will help me in that part? To move from one part to the another part in Kotlin? Intent. So yes, move from, you will see this intent line over here. Well, I intend. I have used the same sort of logic in my login page also, no? It's fine. So login page is taking, intent is taking the 2 parameters. What are those 2 parameters? This and login. So this is what I will be moving from one part of the activity to the another part. So I will be moving from here to the another part. Done? Yes. So this is how your launching activity will be decided over here. Please take a look so that you can ask me the doubt in the last. I'll give you 1 minute. Please take a look on this part and ask. Okay, and then finally we will conclude everything, whatever we have done till now. The login page is clear to you. I guess. Yeah. So you see this part? Now, one more point, if you will see, yeah, if I talk about this part, can you see this particular button over here? BUTTON. What will happen? You don't want to log in. You directly want to move to the LPU website. So obviously, we do provide this option also. You don't want to log into the app, you want to go to the website. So yes, you will go to the website directly by click on this part. But how can you do that part? Again, use with the help of intent. Okay. So this how you will move from this part. You can see this is done through the help of intent again. Earlier, what I have done, earlier we have taken this implicit and this is specific. Okay, I don't want to log in this part. So if you want to check the logic part for this one, like moving from one part to the another part. Let me jump to my login page again. You can see if I want to move from one part to the another part, I will be taking intent, this and web page. But I want to move to the another web page. So for that, I need the web URL also. So let's say this is the web URL. I'm typing the code in front of you. So I need to hold this written double quotes. This how I'm going to hold it, right? And intent. Intent dot action. URI dot parse. So parse will take that URL. Which URL you just have created? URL. And then start activity. Which activity? This one. Finally, finish. So hope you understand what happens over here. When I click on this particular button, it will pass the control from this activity to that URL, right? So for same, we need a holder. This URL address is the holder. Intent will put that action, which will transfer your control to the another part, and it will start that part. So I'll click on this particular button. You will see I am able to move to the LPU web page if you want. But if you just simply want to log in, then no problem. For that, we have a logic. Which logic we have? This one. Registration number, password, ID, match, and based on that match condition, move to the another part. But for that, which intent I have used, which takes the two parameters. Which are those parameters? This and the another context. And finally, once you move over there, you want to divide your activity to multiple parts. So whenever you talk about dividing the things into multiple parts, you take the help of fragments in Android. Fragments, and then once you have the fragment and you want to add that thing into your activity file, you need a bridge between that. So for same, what we have used the adapter. Adapter will take that part and then connect it to your login part. And based on that, you will be seeing the multiple swipe options. So again, I have already seen the LPU website. So just take me to the login part now instead of the website part. You have the checkbox also. So yes. Which page I just have added in the last? Thank you. Earlier when I have run this application, it was not there. All right. So that's it. That's it from my side. Thank you so much. I hope you might have understood some basic and interesting part of your Android application. Thank you so very much and all the best.
And thank you so much, ma'am, for giving this insightful presentation to our attendees and to me as well, and sharing your experience and knowledge with us. And thank you so much again for the presentation, for the way that you explained, ma'am, is really, really appreciated. So, ma'am, with your permission, can we take up the questions, ma'am?
Sure.
Okay. This first question from our anonymous attendee, and he or she, I do not know what should I call him or her by. So he just wants to know, can you share this project code for the better understanding? Can you share the project code with like maybe the students?
Sure. I'll add it into my GitHub account. My GitHub account would be Subhita Android projects. You will find that project over there, but I'll add it definitely.
So attendee, you can actually check it out on ma'am's GitHub profile, and there you can get this code. And ma'am, we have another question from Radha, and she wants to know, should we be from computer science engineering background only to develop an application?
It's all about how much enthusiasm you have, right? So if I talk about this program, you can learn if you have one or more basic skills of programming, you can easily develop that application. Definitely the students from CSE will add more things into it, but in our school, in our university, we do provide this elective course to the computer application programs also, so that everyone should learn how to develop and design the application. So no
So
issues.
Radha, yeah, so Radha, I believe you must have got the answer, is that you do not need to have this computer science background if you are determined to maybe go into the same field. And ma'am, we have another question, and this question is from Rakesh Sharma, and it reads like, what are the core components under the Android application architecture?
See, the core is all about the layout which you are going to design, and then the programming, how to communicate all the things, how to understand that thing. So basically, you must be very clear about the basic fundamentals of Kotlin language, right? And how the things are going to get designed. This layout part must be clear to you, how the Gradle is there, which will actually connect to your application, and the programming skills. These are the core components for a basic application, a very basic application.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have with this, we have this last question from our student, and this is very general question, and it has been asked by Shreyash, and he wants to know what all are the advancements our student like from LPU has done in the core field that you've given the webinar on.
What are the core fields? Means you talk about the core projects which we have
Yeah.
already done, right? See,
Yes.
if we talk about my students, they are already doing some interesting projects and they have filed the patent on it, like one-stop support, otherwise the e-court services for the lawyers. These are the very good applications which they have already designed. Smart water app with the help of some hardware sources. So these are the good things which LPU student has already done, and they have the copyright and patent filed on this.
Okay, I agree, ma'am. So students, I would urge you to kindly, follow what ma'am has said, and you can also get to such great heights as our students in LPU are getting. Okay. Okay. So, ma'am, with this, I would ask your permission to follow our to navigate our actually attendees through the admission process as well. So, can I do that, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. I'll stop my screen share.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, you can start your screen share.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Ma'am, the pleasure is all ours, ma'am. So attendees, because we were getting a lot of queries regarding admissions as to how you can take admission in a particular course, and since we're talking about the computer applications in here right now, so I'll be just taking an example of the same. So what you need to do is, we are going on the site that is lpu.in. This is the one stop resolution for all your queries. So once you click on this lpu.in, this will be the interface that will be in front of you. Right now, these are all the highlights that are either happened or are happening or might happen in the future, or of course all related to the university. So you can explore our site in here. Now, once we click on the admissions, you can see whole lot of segregated programs right here. You can see after 12th programs, after graduation, after postgrad, doctoral, after 10th, after diploma, and many others as well. So I will be just taking an example of, let's say you are a 12th pass out student and want to take an admission in undergraduate program, right? So simply go to undergraduate program and regular programs, and once you click on regular programs, you will be shown whole lot of disciplines. As you can see in here, all the disciplines that LPU has to provide to a student are all mentioned in here. You can see physical education, library science, fine arts, engineering, computer science and engineering, computer applications, and many others. So since we were talking about the computer science and engineering, so why not take an example of this? So once we click on computer science and engineering, we can see all the programs that are under that particular discipline, right? So I'll be taking an example of, let's say, BTech CSC. Okay, so once we click on this BTech CSC, this will be the interface that you will be seeing. Now these are the options. You can see all highlighted options in blue. This we will be talking brief in just a minute now. So first thing first is this course duration, right? You can find out the duration of that course right when you click on the course. Okay, and after that, for eligibility, you need to click on this program details, and once you click on the program detail, you can just check it out whether you are eligible for a particular course or not by clicking in here. And you can see you have to have at least 60% of aggregate marks in your 10+2, with physics, maths and English should also have been your subjects in your 12th grade. And with this, you need to have at least LPU nest test, CUET or JEE mains qualified to be able to get admission in here, right? We have other conditions as well, so you can just check it out, all the conditions, and apply for the course. Right now, I go to the highlight option, where you will be actually finding all the achievements. The question that this came from our student is, what all our student have achieved, what are the advancements that our student has done. You can simply find it out on our site. You can see that all the student they've achieved and what have they bagged, and the rankings that university has related to the course or the stream that you will be looking for is all given under highlights. Now this is something very much important and very interesting to note, students, is the curriculum. LPU does provide curriculum beforehand only. Like, even before you take admission in the particular course or in the university, you know that what all topics you're going to be taught in your all grades and all year of the course, right? You can see autumn term, spring term, and one first, second, third and fourth year. And once you click on this any topic, you will be given the whole detail about that particular topic. So I think this would help you to make a disciplined decision whether you want to go for a particular course or not. Now, this another important and most asked thing about a course is the fee structure. And you can see once you click on the fee, you will be given this dashboard, right? This interface. So our fees is 1,20,000 per semester. But again, this is not something that our students usually pay, because they get a lot of scholarships. And on what basis? These are all the basis of the scholarship. You can just check it out in here. We have 3 categories of our scholarship, 1, 2 and 3. And on those categories, we have certain scholarships that we provide, that is 28%, 25% and 20% respectively, according to the category that you have. For example, you were not able to get any of the scholarship mentioned in here, do not be sad. We have other scholarships as well. You can see once you click on the scholarship, we have scholarship on the basis of JEE Main. We have other scholarships like special scholarships of topper of boards, and some innovation startup entrepreneur idea that you've been part of, or a financial aids that we provide in LPU. So now is the important and the most important thing for a student right now is the last date of admission, and that is 25th of May. So student, I would urge, it's not too far now, I would urge you to please start applying for the course, start applying for the test, LPNS test, so that you can get your favorite course and you can take admission in the favorite course. Right now is the basic question. How you can apply is simply just click on this apply now option, and once you click on this apply now option, you will be given this you will be actually asked these bare minimum requirements, like your name, gender, address, state and your mobile number. And once you click on submit, you will be given your dashboard, and from there you can simply apply for the course or the test you want to. Now, I hope that I have resolved the queries as to where you can go and what you need to do in order to take admission in a particular course, or in order to find all the details about a course. Even if you have other queries as well that I could not address in this webinar right now, so you can call us. Okay, you can schedule a call with us. You can either WhatsApp us or have a live video counseling session as well. You can simply find these all options on our site lpu.in. Now, last but not the least is our numbers in here. You can just check it out. These numbers are there, right? So you can simply either take a screenshot or maybe write it down somewhere. You can call us. Our counselors will be here. They will be resolving your queries if you have any. So I hope that I've given all the instructions and all the information that students wanted from me about the admission process. And if you have any queries, you can just post in Q&A box. And with this, I would like to take permission from Subita ma'am to wrap this webinar up if she doesn't want to add anything. So can I, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining in. And thank you so much for giving your time, crediting your time for us, for all the participants, and giving your experience, your knowledge to all the students. And thank you so much to all the participants as well for being so much patient with us and for being so valuable to us as well. So with this, I take your leave. Until next webinar, stay safe and stay healthy. And thank you so much for joining in.